All right, ready for this. Today we are doing a deep dive on Tony Robbins.
Oh, Tony Robbins.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people probably heard the name, right?
Oh, yeah.
But is he more than just a motivational speaker?
Yeah.
Like, that's the question we really want to get into today. And I think we're going to be surprised.
I think so, too.
We've got, like, a whole stack of stuff.
Articles.
Yeah, we got seminar descriptions.
Even, like, some of his philosophies.
Exactly.
So let's see what we can find out.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting when you think about his early life.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
He was born in 1960.
Really?
A leap year baby.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
That's pretty wild.
And, you know, he had a lot of challenges growing up.
Okay.
A lot of financial struggles.
Right.
Family issues.
So not an easy start.
No, not at all.
I mean, you can kind of see how that, like, informed his whole message, though, right?
Totally, yeah. Overcoming obstacles.
Totally, yeah. Yeah. Like, he took those struggles and made a blueprint for everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, it doesn't feel inauthentic.
No.
You know, like he really lived it.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely.
Okay, so we know he's a motivational speaker, but he does more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about some of the other stuff.
Okay, so a lot of people think, like you said, motivational speaker and his seminars, but he's written a bunch of books, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like what kind of books?
Best-selling books, too.
Get out.
Yeah. So Unlimited Power, for example.
Okay.
Awaken the Giant Within. He even wrote one called Money, Master the Game.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he covers like a lot of different ground then.
Yeah. Not just motivation.
Yeah.
Self-help, money.
I always get stuck on this NLP thing.
Okay.
Like it seems like it's important, but I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Yeah. So NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Basically, it's about the connection between your neurology, your language, and your behavior patterns. It's like rewiring your brain for success.
Okay, so is this like hypnosis?
Not really. It's more about like recognizing your thought patterns.
Okay.
And then like changing them.
So give me an example. Like, how would that work in real life?
Okay, sure. Imagine you tell yourself, I'm terrible at public speaking, right? But with NLP, you can reframe that and say, I'm getting better every time I try.
Okay.
So you use language to change your emotional state.
Okay, interesting.
And ultimately, your behavior.
So it's not like magic or anything?
Well, no magic.
Okay, well, speaking of magic,
Yeah.
walks on fire, right?
The firewalk, yeah.
What's the deal with that?
It definitely grabs your attention.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's more than just a spectacle.
Okay.
Really, it's a metaphor.
Okay.
It's about breaking through fear
Okay.
and self-doubt.
Like proving you can do anything.
Exactly. You can walk through fire. You can achieve your goals.
Okay, I get the metaphor, but I still think I'd be too scared.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe that's the point.
Yeah.
Like, what are the hot coals in our own lives?
Oh, I like that.
Right. What are we afraid to face?
Yeah.
You know what I think is really interesting about Tony Robbins?
What's that?
He's very focused on practical application.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not just feeling good,
Right.
but like taking action and seeing results.
Like actually doing stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are some of the, like, tools he gives us to do that?
Well, his whole approach to goal setting is really interesting.
Okay.
Like, he's all about breaking those big goals down.
Right, they can feel really overwhelming otherwise.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it's about making them actionable.
Yeah.
Like small steps.
Okay, so you've got a plan, but how do you get started?
He talks a lot about finding your why.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why do you want to achieve these goals?
Okay.
Because that's what keeps you going when things get tough.
I can see that. Okay, so you've got your plan, you're motivated, but then you get stuck in your head.
Yeah, that happens.
So how do you deal with that?
Well, actually, Tony's a big fan of things like meditation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and mindfulness.
Okay.
It's about, like, quieting your mind
Yeah.
and finding that inner peace.
Yeah, I can see how that would be helpful.
Yeah,
He talks about gratitude a lot too, right?
he does.
How does that fit in?
It's like an antidote to negativity.
Oh,
Like, focusing on the good things, even when things are hard.
I like that.
Yeah.
But life isn't always easy.
Right. Definitely not.
So does Tony, like, acknowledge that?
Oh, yeah. He knows that life can be tough,
Right.
but he encourages us to see those tough times as opportunities.
To, like, learn and grow.
Exactly.
Instead of just failing.
Yeah.
So how do you actually build that resilience?
Well, one thing he talks about is your support system,
Yeah.
your tribe.
Like your people.
Exactly. The people who lift you up.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's easy to get focused on yourself with all this, you know, personal development stuff. But Tony's also big on giving back, right?
He is. He really emphasizes that.
Okay, so how do we actually do that?
Well, he says to find something you're passionate about,
Mm.
something that aligns with your values.
Okay.
So it could be volunteering or donating,
Right.
mentoring, even just being kind in your everyday life.
It's like we're all connected.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about his impact on individuals, but he also works with, like, businesses.
Oh, yeah, he's huge in the business world.
Yeah, like CEOs and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, so what does he teach them?
A lot of it is about innovation
Okay.
and adapting to change,
Hmm.
really focusing on your customers
Okay.
and building a strong team.
So it's like personal development, but for businesses.
Yeah, I think he sees them as connected.
Right, like if you work on yourself, you'll be a better leader.
That's the idea.
Okay, there's one thing I wanted to make sure we touch on.
What's that?
This idea of radical responsibility.
Oh, yeah, that's a big round.
It's about, like, owning your life. Right?
Yeah.
No more blaming others.
Right.
You have the power
Mm.
to choose how you respond to things.
That's what he says.
It can be hard, though, right?
It can be,
But also really empowering.
for sure.
Now, we've been talking about Tony in a pretty positive light,
Mm-hmm.
but I do want to acknowledge that he has his critics.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Some people think he's too much,
Yeah, like over the top.
and some people question whether his stuff actually works long term.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's important to remember that everybody's different.
Right.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Totally.
And it's okay to have different opinions about Tony.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
Exactly.
I think it's good to, like, be critical of any personal development stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, don't just blindly follow anyone.
Yeah, trust your gut.
Take what works for you. So what are your takeaways from all this, listeners?
Yeah, what resonates with you?
It's just wild how many people he's reached.
I know, it's incredible.
Like, millions of books sold.
Yeah.
Those seminars, right?
Mm-hmm.
The podcast, too.
So many people.
Why do you think his message is so popular?
Well, I think it's how he connects with people.
Okay.
Not just, like, intellectually, but emotionally, too.
Okay.
He's really good at sharing stories,
Mm-hmm.
being vulnerable,
Oh, yeah.
and, like, tapping into what we all want.
Yeah.
Like happiness, success,
Makes it feel like he gets it.
Yeah.
He's not just some, guru
Right.
up in his ivory tower.
He's been there.
Yeah. Yeah. He's real.
Exactly.
And he keeps things fresh, too.
Yeah, he's always evolving.
Not just saying the same stuff over and over.
Right, always learning.
But, like we said, he's got critics.
He does.
Some people say he's too commercial.
Yeah, the seminars are pricey, and his marketing can be a bit much.
What do you say to that?
Well, I think it's fair to say that, like, it's not for everybody. And
Right.
yeah, the seminars cost money,
Mm-hmm.
but you get a lot out of them.
Right.
Like a whole system for personal development.
It's not just about attending a seminar, right?
No, it's about the work you put in afterwards.
You can't expect to just, like, change overnight.
It takes effort.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Like building new habits.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony would agree with that, I think.
Totally. It's lifelong.
Always more to learn.
Always growing.
So I think it's safe to say he's made a big impact.
How huge.
He's really changed how we think about personal development.
Absolutely.
Introduced us to new ideas.
Like NLP,
Mm-hmm.
the power of belief,
Right.
taking action,
And, like, shown us we can do anything.
if we believe in ourselves.
That's a great message.
It is.
So as we wrap up, think about this.
What's one little thing you can do today to step into your power?
It could be anything, right?
Yeah, a small goal.
Showing gratitude.
Reaching out to someone.
Any step forward.
That's what matters.
That's it for our deep dive on Tony Robbins.
You enjoyed it.
We learned a lot.
I did.
Until next time, keep diving deep.